Hello, my name is Elena Tikhonova. I am a filmmaker and I live in Austria, but originally I am from Russia.
My name is Dominik Spritzendorfer. I'm from Vienna, a filmmaker and cameraman, and together we did Electro Moscow. It's our first feature-length documentary film. Yeah.
So Electro Moscow is a film about Russia, Soviet and post-Soviet time, but we tell the story in an unusual way. So we tell the story through the electronic music and Soviet analog synthesizer.
Yeah, it's the thing that's there was a huge output of Soviet synthesizers, and they are all like not working properly. They came all out of military industry, but they were made out of low quality parts. So every instrument sounds different. Every instrument is unique, and this is for us like a metaphor for the life in Russia as it is, unpredictable, and you have to make the best out of it. We did a film which is really, on the one side, it's historical. You learn a lot about the history. It's very entertaining. It has this like very subtle note of humor in it. So I think there is a huge audience for this film, also for young people, which are eager to know something about history and. Yeah, I think the film has a good potential for a huge audience, and yeah, we hope that we will find the right audience, or the audience will find the film.
Yes, and also one of the lines in film is about creativity, and it was an interesting process in Soviet Union at that time because the huge problem was deficit. So if you want to, or if you need something, you cannot just buy it in the shops. So you need to be creative, and you need to do everything you need. So, and this is something that we miss now in our society. So, but maybe we can study this situation and be a bit creative in everyday life. So, and in our film, we give an example that it could be also not so bad.
Yes, it took us 8 years to make this film. It was mostly due to financing issues, so we were looking quite a long time for financing. We had a couple of changes of the producers. At the end, we produced it by ourselves, and yes, it was not easy to make the film, and it was due to our passion actually that it's happened finally, and yeah, now I think the success tells that we were right to make it, and
yes, now we are ready for the next one.
yeah. Yes, actually we introduced this metaphor of Frankenstein at the beginning of the film, like the electrification, which tried to electrify the whole country, and they turned on the switch, but the ghosts or the Frankenstein never came to life.
There was a line with doctor who created and professor who created Frankenstein.
Yes, and of course, when Léon Theremin is telling this at the end, you see a very old man, and you think about, is he crazy already, or what is he talking about? But in fact, they were working on this issue. So they in the 20s they made research about eternal life, and.
Yes, about eternal life and anti-aging, and it was a story that busy his mind. how can I say, занимала его ум на протяжении всей своей жизни. So how can I say?
He was dealing with it for the whole life, and for us, we wanted to have this as a metaphor because it's all about machines that someone is trying to. No, I don't know how to express it.
So it's the interesting thing about Theremin that he do his experiments in 20s, so with anti-aging and как сказать, вечная жизнь. Eternal life, and his labor experiment was successful. So he at first at this time the Lenin died, so he was a bit a friend of him. So he ran to this place and want to try to bring him alive, but it was already every organ's put away, so it was impossible in this situation. And after that, he come every time to Soviet, to KGB with experimental and want to do to study more about it and to research more about it. But the Soviets said we don't have enough food. When everybody now will live forever, so how we can produce food for so many people? And after it was this work was put in KGB archives, so it's top secret. You cannot never read about it or see it. Is it true or not? Nobody knows. But you can imagine that Theremin is Russian Edison somehow. In our film, we just want to put curious situation and to как сказать, возбудить людей думать об этом.
To encourage people to think about it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To think about creative mind that have no border, никаких границ. No. Mm-hmm. No border. Yes. One of them, there is the oldest documentary studio that produced documentary since beginning 19th century. Another archive was Gosteleradiofonds. So it's a fund that produced everything for TV and for radio also. And the third one, it was Krasnogorsky Kinoarchiv. It's just classical biggest archive in nearly Moscow in Krasnogorsk. So all on a bit we have from Alexei Borisov, so his private archive. And Léon Theremin from Zizilkov, so that's it. The story about Theremin archives is unique. So this archives was never published before. So and in coincidence, this last interview with Léon Theremin before his die, they done a friend of us, Sergei Zizilkov, and it was a funny situation. We met him at a party. So and he and I tell him about the film what we prepare. It was a research at that time, research time. So and he say, I have archives. I shoot the last interview with Léon Theremin. Maybe you can use it for the film. And we just was very, very happy to have it. And maybe you can explain why he don't made a film of it.
Yes, so he shot these interviews. Léon Theremin, he died in 1993. And this material was shot in summer 1993. He then died in November. And he wanted then to do a documentary about Léon Theremin, but it never was. It never was done at the end. And so he put the footage underneath his bed, and it was there for 20 years and was waiting for us for our film. So we were very lucky that we found this footage at the right time, and it's really unique because it has never been published before.
But another archives that we have many archives. It was a big research in different archives Russia. So the problem in Russian archives, it's not everything. It's not electrolyzed. So digitalized. So if you really want to have something special footages that you not see in every film and the stuff like this, you need really spend a lot of time with Kartatek, I don't know how it's called, to find it. So it's take a time. So, but we find what we like to find.
It took quite a long time. Lena has been to Moscow for 2 times over, I don't know, the period of 2 or 3 years to make research at the archives. As I said, there was a long funding process at the beginning, and of course there was a lot of evolvement of the story actually. So the original idea to make a movie was first about one of the musicians. This was Richard Desnovila, who is in the film now. But he's the person that we got to know in the first place, and we listened to his stories and found it really interesting what he was telling about Soviet synthesizers and all. And then as we were searching and researching further on, we just found out a lot of other stories and got to know other persons like Alexei Borisov and Andrei Smirnov of the Theremin Center in Moscow. So it got bigger and bigger with the years. The more we were researching, the bigger the story got, and at the end, which was also a very important point for us, was introducing the narrator's voice, which actually came quite late in the production process.
So from the beginning, about narrator and about fairy tales in the film, we can say that at first we absolutely don't plan to have a voice-over and to have no commentary, and that's it. But after we done a rough cut, we realized that we want to tell a fairy tale, electro fairy tale about Russia and Soviet. So, and if you think about fairy tale, the fairy tale needs to be told from как сказочник, from I don't know this, from the storyteller. So, and we began to find the way to do it, and we have a great friend, Andrei Andrianov, who is an artist and also really big storyteller. And we think it could be work, and with his humor and his authentic voice, I think we made the right decision, and we are very happy to have this voice and to work with Andrei Andrianov for this movie.
Yeah, of course we're inspired by a lot of filmmakers, what is now coming to my mind. I was very inspired. Yes, right. I was very inspired. So we were very inspired by Sans Soleil by Chris Marker, for example, a movie that I saw a very long time ago and which was hugely impressing me. In Electro Moscow, we also tried like to take some elements with his voiceover and this contrast of visual and audio information that you get. And what else? I mean, we are inspired by Tarkovsky, or we also tried to make a homage on. No, this is coming from the.
Oh, sorry.
Why are you disrupting all the time? Anything about inspiration?
Yeah, we're inspired from many filmmakers. The Dominik say, Chris Marker, Wim Wenders, and every filmmakers that done really. Pelishan, Artavast Pelishan, many others. So what we mostly like in documentary storytale is essay. So we think it's really a big possibility to tell any kind of story, poetical story, and also, for example, you know this that you already say, this part with car through the Moscow. So and it's about new Moscow that grow up, that we everybody knew. So we was inspired from Tarkovsky film Solaris. At that time, Tarkovsky want to do a movie about future, and he just look for places that could be really reflecting with the future, and he find it is in Tokyo. So at our movie we find it in Moscow already, the future of future sound and future of Moscow, and it's a way also for Putin to his Kremlin workplace without any traffic lamp.